Hello everybody and welcome to an Elder Scrolls Online guide video with me, Sherman. Today guys, we are doing a guide on what is a build. So, a build is basically a template. If you guys don't know what a template is, if you've ever played any of the classic Elder Scrolls games, you know that when you create a character in it, you start with a race and then you can choose between one of the constellations to be under, and then you choose a class or a classification. These are the templates that they had in the other game. Now you had an option besides that to use a template or a customized character. A customized character allowed you to pick the skill sets that you wanted that character to be specialized in and such. A template was a character that was pre-designed to be specialized in certain things. That's what a build is in ESO. It specializes in certain skill sets that allow them to use certain tools. That means certain, they'll use certain traits, enchants, gear sets, armor types, weapon types, and basically skill sets to give them a structure or design. And then it goes even further in ESO into the champion level system. So when I do builds, I show people like this screen first to talk about what type of race it is, what class it is, and then I show them how I have my attribute points set up. I show them what my stat values look like fully buffed with food and everything. I show them the recovery rates. I show them the weapon damage, spell crit, weapon crit, spell resist, physical resist, that kind of stuff. And then I show them what Mundus Stone I'm using. I show them what foods I'm using, and then I go into the inventory and I show them what sets I run, so what sets I'm running and what traits I'm running with those sets, so players can get an idea of where they want to get, how they want to set their character up when they reach a certain point in the game, which is CP 160. And then I go a little bit further by going into skills and explaining what class skills I unlock, what class passives I unlock, weapon skills, which ones of these I'm using. So in this case, two-handed and bow are my primary skills I use when it comes to weapon types. And then armor types, I use one piece of light, so I do take the passives for it. I take the medium armor passives to reflect one piece of medium, and then the heavy armor passes, I'll take them all along with the ability, so I can show like, hey, this is how I play my character. These are the skills and passives I unlock to play this character to its greatest advantage. All right. Now you got to remember, there's a lot of different ways to make builds in this game. Going as far as classifying them, there you could say there's like starter type builds, expert or advanced builds, and expert builds. The starter builds are builds that are built using overland sets primarily, and that's pretty much it. So you would be using something like a 2 5-piece sets with a 2-piece bonus from something to allow you to get started in dungeons. And then you'd have your advanced sets, which are primarily builds that are made to work going from dungeons to trials. So they would use dungeon sets with overland sets or crafted sets, and monster sets in that combination. But starter sets are crafted in overland sets, and then you have your expert sets, setups which use trial sets, overland, dungeon, monster sets, and ability altering weapons. So you have a lot of variety in tools you can use to create a character when it comes to skills, sets, traits, enchants, all that kind of stuff. But they're still just a template. They are still just a character with a general idea in how they play, but it's still up to you, the player, to decide how that character is going to work, what skills they're going to use, what gear sets they're going to use, what traits they're going to use, and everything like that. It's still based on the player's ultimate decision on that. Now, when I do builds, again, when I show skills, I show you the skills and passives I take. When I do like the guild skills or class skills, I do take all the active abilities, ultimate and passives for every skill line that I can take advantage of for my character type, because that's how I play them. And it goes further than that. Like, a lot of people say there's no point in taking the Dark Brotherhood unless you're an assassin type. That's true, and anyone can be an assassin with the Dark Brotherhood and get the Blade of Woe and all these other benefits. But that's the difference, is that character will now have access to all those passive abilities that your other characters don't. Same thing goes with Thieves Guild, same thing goes with Ledgerman. When you take these skill lines, you're advancing your ability to play that character more effectively with those skill lines. So like Ledgerman allows you to sell items to the fences. It allows you to be better at picking locks. It allows you to be better at different things within that system. And the same thing goes with Dark Brotherhood and Thieves Guild. They give you benefits towards those systems. Where Fighters Guild, Mages Guild, and Psijic Order are more active abilities and still have passives to them, but those passives reflect the active ability use. And again, it allows you more freedom to experiment or to play with other abilities within your character's design, which offers you a lot of flexibility in how they can play. And that's one of the reasons why when I do builds, I show every skill line with every ability I have unlocked, and what active abilities I use on them. I don't go through every active ability. I just say I unlock these because this best reflects my ability to play this character. And it's just, again, this is all just a template. It's me showing you a template design of a character that I play, or I would play, or that I'm showing you that you can play. So a lot of times people treat builds as you have to play them as is, and you don't. You get to play them as you want based on your own preference of play. And that's what it really comes down to, is your preference of play style. Because your character reflects your play style. And depending on how you choose to play your character, whether they're using these sets with these skills, passives, active abilities, whatever, however you want to lay it out, and this champion point layout is going to reflect your ability to play that character effectively. So a lot of the things that we, content creators, especially build creators, do is we look at a lot of different options. A lot of builders will either build towards what's called the meta, and then there's a lot of builders that build towards different aspects of the game, like solo play, or PvP, or PvE dungeons, or small group play. And then some build towards large group play, where it's more trial based, where you're playing in 12-man groups. There's a lot of different build structures within the game that allow a lot of variety of play, and that's the thing that's so unique about Elder Scrolls and its system, to allow people to create custom templates or builds that allow you guys to play with a multitude of different tools and allow you to see the options available. So when you guys see my builds are primarily just a guide showing you how you can play a character and what tools you can use to play the character type and what I find works best for them. And then you can decide from there, if you like that character type, what are you going to do to improve it to fit your play style? And that's what it truly comes down to, is what are you going to do to fit your play style versus my play style? Because your play style is going to differ from mine. And that's what a build truly is it is just a combination of race, class, attribute points, your character sheets information, your gear sets, your traits and enchants on those gear sets and on those items, what potions and food you use, and then your skills and what skills you unlock to benefit your character best at playing the way you want, and then your champion point system to amplify your character build. So you have all those different tools that you put together in combination to create a build. And a build is just a template. I mean, honestly, that's all it is. So like when you see my builds and I give it a title, that's the template title. So when I say, oh, this is a Lord Knight, it's the title of the template or character build, and it's just going to be that. It's just giving you an idea of, oh, this is what this one's named. Okay. It's not the name of the actual character, it's the name of the build. So I just want you guys to understand that. Don't treat builds as you have to. Treat them as, okay, this is one option of many options that I can play with this character type, because I still have access to a lot of other skills and tools that I can use on this character to play them in any of the roles necessary in the game if the game allows me to do that. Now, ESO is a bit different, does have a different structure, and I will be doing a guide video on what group plays like and group dynamics, and how you can use group dynamics to your advantage in another video, along with guides to other things, such as different roles like tank, healer, damage dealer, ways you can play them as either their role primarily, or as their role with some support, or as their role towards, and plus, like say tanks, a lot of people think tanks have to be played a certain way. And the reality is a tank only has one role, and that's it. And how you choose to play that role, and the tools you use with it, just reflects your template or your character build. So roles are a lot different. And in the case of most of my builds are made to be versatile, so they can play any of the three roles. And with the new changes coming into the game, I will have a better setup to allow that with the combination of abilities and skills and everything. And really it just comes down to how you choose to play your character type or your class type with your race, with your tool sets, your skill sets I should say, and what sets you choose to wear equipment wise on your character, and what armor types you choose to wear, and what weapon types you choose to wear or you choose to use. It really comes down to that in how effective that character is going to be. So, but that's what a build is, and I just kind of wanted to go over it and let you guys know in a guide. So, that's it for this guide video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, you guys know what's coming next. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you guys want to see more videos by me, you can subscribe. Other than that, I want to thank you all for watching. Until next time, have a wonderful day, and this guy might see you in game. Bye.